Hi everyone, my name's Scott. Welcome to Planes, Trains, Everything, and welcome to Malaga in the south of Spain. Today something a little bit different. Today I'm doing a day trip to the town of Pizarra, which is on the C2 line, second last station on the line. And it couldn't be any more different from Malaga. No mass tourism, no crowds. There's going to be some hiking, there's going to be some scenery. We're in for a good day. Chicken, eggs and chips for breakfast. Not quite the Spanish breakfast I was expecting. Cheers, by the way. But it did the job. Welcome to Pizarra. I'm looking forward to today. There's going to be some great hiking. Let's go. I can see me putting my shades and my hat on shortly. Today's going to be a scorcher. I've only been here 5 minutes and I think I already love the place. Very traditional, no tourists, it's fantastic. First thing we are going to see today, and I apologize to any Spanish speaking people because I will murder the language here, Raya Ancha, and it's up here. You can't help but love a town that's got Valencia oranges lining small streets. This is beautiful. Perdón. I have no idea what that guy was telling me. I think he's a subscriber. There's always a reminder you're not far from Malaga, because we're kind of under the flight path of Malaga Airport. Every 10 minutes or so a flight takes off. There's no real path up here, but it's a very narrow kind of area to walk along anyway. I think it's because it's so dry, you don't have a defined path, everything's kind of barren. Like I said, on goes the hat. I'm from West Central Scotland. I have a fair complexion, which I have to look after. I hope I'm going in the right direction, because this path is now starting to go down, and that's the wrong way. That signpost tells me absolutely nothing, so I'm going to go back to where this junction was. There's about 3 different paths that head out, and I obviously must have taken the wrong one. I should be heading up into the hills, not down. According to a description online, this is well marked. Yeah, as long as you're on the right track, it's well marked. Right, we're now trying track number 2, see where this is actually going up, so this is looking promising. I would not want to fall into those. Okay, this path could be the right one because it's going up and up and up and up. This is just a little teaser as to what we're in for. I do love eucalyptus trees. This is definitely a well-defined path, but it could be one of a number in the area. Is this going in the right direction? It's going up, that's the main thing. Just a heads up, in June or July of this year, can't remember the exact date because I only plan my life about 2 or 3 weeks in advance, but just after COVID lockdown, I walked the West Highland Way, as you do, to burn off the cobwebs. But it wasn't like Mulgai to Fort William, which is the usual 5-day walk. I started at the River Clyde and kept walking till I got to the top of Ben Nevis. That was the plan anyway. Didn't quite work out, but that was the plan. But in June or July, on one particular date, I planned to walk one stage of the West Highland Way in reverse, heading towards Glasgow this time. And I won't tell you why, but it's one particular date only. And on this channel, I like to do things which are a little bit different. And believe me, this will be a little bit different. So unless we're getting torrential downpours, which are very rare in Scotland, subscribe, because you know, if you like your hiking, you'll like this one. Believe me, you will like this one. Something very, very different. I don't think there's anything like it on YouTube. But then again, most of my videos are like that, aren't they? Right. Regrettably, we're actually heading downhill again. This has to be the right way because back there was like a fence and private property, so we couldn't go any further that way. It has to be this way. I actually thought it was a lot closer to the town than it actually is. This is a fair old hike, but nothing compared with what I've got on planned later on. Yeah, we are definitely going downhill here. I don't like this. We're supposed to be going up into the hills here, into that range. All right, heading downhill. Why is that? That's the problem I'm having. Because the land is so dry, there could actually be a path here. It's very hard to tell. Right, I'm just going to follow the tree, well-defined path, even though it's going downhill again. Let's just see where this goes. After doing a little bit of off-roading, I seem to be back on this marked trail again. Oh well. I've just managed to get some reception with Google Maps, and it suggests that what I'm looking for is actually just down here a little bit, so I kind of came in a bit of a horseshoe, but I think we're heading in the right direction now. What am I looking for? Well, this place is actually a track of some sort which has been hewn, there's a good word, hewn out of the rock. And I'm curious to find out what it looks like. Some of the pictures look quite interesting, assuming you can find it. But it's around here somewhere. Aha, a signpost. Lots of information there, but not the information I'm looking for. I'm going to head down here a bit, see where that takes me, and if it takes me nowhere, then it must be up that way. There's a very, very defined cutting here. It might be there, but Google Maps suggests it's just down here a bit. What could possibly go wrong when you're following Google Maps? Okay, Google Maps, everything is forgiven. This could be what I'm looking for. I'll be the first to admit that Nike trainers are not the best footwear for this kind of terrain, but there's logic in my footwear choice. Being a cheapskate, I'm travelling with hand luggage only out to Malaga on Ryanair and back on EasyJet, which means I don't have space for 2 pairs of shoes. And anyway, how many pairs of shoes can you wear at a time? 1. Majority of what I'm doing, the majority of what I'm doing here is just normal walking. This is the one and only day where I'm going off trail. Look at this. Oh, I don't want to go down there. I think that bleeding obvious sign there is in case you try to do this at night, which I wouldn't recommend. I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going. I'm supposed to be going that way, I think. This would be a lovely place if it wasn't for the flights leaving every 10 minutes. It's nothing but aircraft in the background. It keeps the travel theme of the video going, but yeah, just a reminder. It's just a reminder you're not far from civilization, and also one day you're going to be heading home from Malaga. Haha. It's cruel. Ah, this looks promising now. Right. This feeds into my love of tunnels, which I call tunnelophilia. A love of tunnels. And we're heading into a kind of a cutting tunnel thing now. Yeah, the coolness rating has just hit 9 out of 10. This is actually good. I'm enjoying this. It was worth the trek, even though I took the wrong way. I'm sure Nike would disapprove of me wearing their shoes for this kind of terrain. Whoa, yeah. Ah. Although nothing like it, it reminds me of the kind of expectation you have when you're approaching Petra. And you open up and there's a fantastic big carving. Well, not here, there's not. Okay, the path is definitely leading downwards back into the town now, so that's good, because once I get my bearings, we can move on to part 2, which is actually the more challenging of the two. Keeping an eye on my trainers here. I keep scuffing them. Don't want to scuff my running shoes, do I? Yeah, this is pretty interesting. I'm guessing if you live around here, then you know your way, but if you're a stranger like what I am, there's so many different paths you can take. You just have to do a bit of Zen navigating. Zen navigating. You end up where you need to be, whether you realise you had to be there or not. That's what Zen navigating is all about. A load of nonsense. A couple of observations. Firstly, that's a Mediterranean fan palm. And I know that because I collected some seeds from one of those when I was in Valencia last year, and they're actually growing in my place in Paisley. Apparently they're quite cold tolerant anyway, and that's why you find them outside the local council buildings, for example, in public parks. But yeah, I've got a little bit of Valencia in my home. Secondly, when you stop walking, the mosquitoes descend on you and they tell their friends, we've got a Scotsman, exotic. Yeah, keep moving. And thirdly, all the way down this little river, burn, creek, whatever you want to call it, it's bone dry at the moment, because once you head into April, this is filmed in May, but once you head into April, that's the kind of dry season. And there's all these little catchments that have been built all the way down. But they look as if at some point in the past, they've become all silted up. There's absolutely no benefit of having them now, because they can't store any water. They're full of soil and stuff. So the erosion here must be pretty horrendous. Sorry. I got distracted by another eucalyptus tree. I'm a nightmare. Here's another one of those catchment things I was telling you about. I'm actually wondering whether they were built to stop erosion. Possibly. Because they're obviously not being very effective at storing water, that's for sure. Ouch. I tell you what, wearing shorts in this kind of environment is not a good thing. So many scratchy plants. Well, against all odds, I've actually stumbled upon the track which I used to get up here in the first place, which is a good thing, so I'm not totally lost. Right, we'll head down to the road and then we'll get on to part 2 of this epic video. After we've done this next bit of hiking, I'm going to be looking at a couple of sites around the town as well. But this is so far a brilliant day trip. Okay, you need to be of a not overly fit to do this, but you need to be fit enough, or at least mobile enough to do this kind of walking. I would say maybe put it down as a moderate. Just walking to the outskirts of town. I notice there's never any oranges hanging at the lower branches. All the lowest hanging fruit has already been picked. Picking lemons off trees in the town. Honestly, you don't get that in Paisley. This is one of the things we're looking for. It's a very small Christ the Redeemer on this cairn, and it's up on the hill somewhere. I had to give up on the hat because it's far too windy up here. It's quite exposed. Just around the corner we actually got the coast. That's why it's so windy. And when a gust of wind comes, it sweeps up all the gravel and dust, and wow, does it sting. But we are heading in the right direction. We have to climb our way up there. This is nice. I'm enjoying this. Last night I had something along with my dinner, something which I tend to avoid eating because my first interaction with them, I thought, blech, olives. I'm not a great fan of olives, but I was given a wee bowl of olives, so I tried one. It was actually alright. I can eat olives if they're fresh. I'm just looking at the olive trees here. It reminds me of when I was in Nîmes in the south of France last year at a souvenir shop, amongst all the smelly soaps and these kind of things, olive trees. And they're about a foot and a half high, and I thought, oh, how cool would that be to bring out an olive tree back to Paisley? One slight problem: hand luggage allowance on Ryanair. I don't think they would allow that through as part of my hand luggage. Jeez, oh! Aha, that looks promising. Okay, a viewer warning, I'm going to murder the Spanish language. This is the necropolis prehistórica de los Castillos de Luna. It's not bad, but 6 out of 10, that's pretty close. What is it? It's a necropolis that dates back to the early Bronze Age. And it says here, it's been partly destroyed by earth excavations carried out in the area. Well done. Once you get past the gate, however, there's nothing to tell you where to go. And of course we have the dreaded junction here. Which way, which way? I reckon that way, because there's something way up there. That looks interesting. Let's go up that way. I wasn't quite sure what to expect with a Neolithic burial chamber. It's not something I've seen a lot of. Oh, here's another one. Okay, that is the Neolithic burial chambers crossed off the list. Next thing is to climb up there. Okie dokie, back on the road again. And the next thing on the list is called Cueva Oscura, or Dark Cave. Ooh. I don't know if there is a cave there or not, but let's go and find out. The fact they've put a sign there to tell you you're in the park makes me think there might be something significant down here, like the Dark Cave. Let's find out. It's the sort of place you would expect to find a dark cave. Well, when it comes to caves, it's actually all right. I like the Neolithic picnic area here. That's quite nice. Oh, as soon as you get out of that wind, you realize how warm it is, and I am sweating buckets here. I know if I put my hat on over there, it's going to blow away. Right next is a place called the, again I apologize to all Spanish speaking people, Sagrado Corazon de Jesus el Santo. And that's that kind of Christ the Redeemer statue, which is just down there about 2 or 3 kilometers. Let's go. Here on the sheltered side of the hill, is that the leeward side? It's absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely glorious. But as soon as you go over that ridge there, it's actually blowing a gale. Such a difference. That's probably why there's so many trees growing on this side. I can read that. No whacking trees with a big stick. I get that. El Santo. That way. That sign back there said no poking trees with a big stick. And I'm wondering, why would you be poking these trees with big sticks? I mean, they're not olive trees. I don't know what they are. They don't even look like kind of a eucalyptus. I have no idea. No idea, but you're not allowed to poke them with big sticks. Have you got any idea? Ooh, there's a clue. I know I shouldn't be poking this with a big stick, but see that? There's one of the fruit. I find it absolutely incredible that this place is so close to Malaga. It's a beautiful place for a day out, and I've been the only person here. I've had this place to myself. It's absolutely incredible. Of course, the sensible part of the brain says, make sure you don't fall over and twist your ankle, because it could take a little while before someone finds you. That's very true. And here we have it. It's not quite Rio de Janeiro, but it's good enough. I'm guessing there must have been a small shrine here at some point. It's now empty. And I'm guessing there was an even larger shrine here. And here is Pizarra. The railway station is just down here somewhere. I came up that way. I'll be coming down into the town along a ridge somewhere around here. I might explore that bridge because I'm very proud of that bridge, that railway bridge over there, and then back to the station. I have to watch the water supply because I've been through a litre of water already and I'm down to my last 3/4 of a bottle. Time-wise, it's just gone 1:25, loads of time. I want to catch the train back to Malaga, which leaves just after 5, because that's the last train for 2 hours. Right, let's get moving. This road curves around this hill. I'm hoping there's some respite from this wind, because it is relentless. This is absolutely stunning. I still can't get over the fact I've got the place to myself. It's nuts. I hate it when you come to our junction with signs and you weren't expecting one. It does say Pizarra 2.1 kilometers, so I think that's the way we'll go. Doesn't look like much of a track really, does it? Yeah, this is definitely not the place I'm going to fall over and break an ankle. There does seem to be a path here, but it's not a great one. But it is heading in the right direction. That's heading down, and that's where Pizarra is. So let's go this way. You can just see in the background there the town of Alora. That's the end of the railway line from Malaga. There's something I've never seen before, a yellow thistle. I had mentioned earlier the possibility of going and having a look at a bridge or two, a road bridge and a railway bridge. I did do some research beforehand, and to get to them involves, I think, a little bit of a trespass onto some private property. And I'm thinking, they're just bridges, you know. Okay, that's what they look like. Let's go into the town centre and have a look at Pizarra. Well, we've reached some civilization. Not quite sure where I am, but all roads lead to Pizarra, so let's go downhill, keep going downhill until we come to the town centre. One or two things I'd like to check out. I was wondering where that pungent odour was coming from. It's a goat farm. I've never seen a goat farm before. Guess what? It's full of goats. Is that a jacaranda tree? These Spanish towns are absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, the main street here in Pizarra is being dug up, so that takes away some of the charm. It's absolutely dead. No one. In all fairness, it is 2:30, so it's probably siesta time. Yeah, not much happening here. Pick the low-hanging fruit. There's no need. This is probably the only significant building in the town, San Pedro Apostol. Like all churches in Spain, it's absolutely beautiful. To be honest, there's not a lot to do in Pizarra, but it is so close to Malaga, it makes an absolutely fantastic day trip. It's only 30 minutes from the city centre, and I had that reserved to myself. So thanks very much for coming along, and I'll see you next time.